Alright, hello, and we are back on MTGO. This time we're playing Standard. We've got a spicy Phoenix Fleet Airship deck. Yeah, this card, 4-mana artifact, vehicle, flying, being your end step. If you sacrifice a permanent, you get to copy it. And if you have 8 of them, they all become creatures, but it's crew 1. So this is a card I don't think I've ever played with. But it's interesting. It's pretty good at grinding. And we're trying to use treasures alongside it to enable it. So we've got Elegy Acolyte as well. Void works with treasures, so if you curve a Charming Scoundrel into either of these, you either get a 2/2 or you get to double up on your airship. We have a high density of 4s, and then we have Charming Scoundrels as well as Generous Plunderer to help enable our 4-drops. Aside from that, we have a sacrifice deck, kind of, sort of. We've got Bloodghast and Sephiroth, sacrifice Bloodghast, get back things. New card in Bitterbloom Bearer. This is going to give us a bunch of bodies on the board. We can also sacrifice. We have Tarrian's Journal. Another way to just sacrifice things, draw cards, enable the airship, and then torch the tower to go along. With Infestation Sage as more fodder. And then our mana base, one of the biggest things about this deck is we finally get a dual land in Blood Crypt, so that helps us actually cast red and black spells. Sideboard, we got 3 Soul God Lanterns, 3 Duress, Hex and Trajectory as cheap removal, Abrade, Shatter Effect, Chandra for control decks, and then Twisted Fealty to steal opposing Ouroboros and hopefully one-shot our opponents. But that is it. Spicy little brew, wanted to give it a try. Figured why not do it over on MTGO. So that is the list, and I will see you all in the games. Alright, let's go first. Keep this. Probably just say red. Give myself the life here. Hope to draw a swamp. And then get to airshipping. Mountain. Thank you. Your go. You reanimator. Eat. This is definitely a matchup we gotta go fast. Plunder against them is kind of terrible. Treasure going. Like them for 1. So we can curve potentially into airship, double airship, plunder, scoundrel, deck treasure, double crew, attack for 9. Just nice. Airship is something that does not get wrathed by all the reanimator shenanigans. Seated. Losing my airship anyway. That's pretty bad for me. Yeah, it's annoying. I don't really know. After playing the format more with these in them, I don't really know what they were hoping for. I don't know if it was the endeavor of recreating Evoke Elementals was worth it. I don't think they're that fun or interesting. They just kind of get cheated with. That's it. So, unlucky. Alright. Goodbye, airship. Just running out. Oh, me. No, no, no. Okay. That was laggy. Looked like I was going to double sack treasures there, but just moto things. Don't worry. Alright, well, they have double 5/5. We've got shitty beatdowns. Losing the airship obviously sucked. Okay. Stops our shitty beatdowns. What does this flip into? This gives me creatures from the yard, right? But yeah, you can see how this could potentially have gotten out of hand. If I got to play this last turn, this turn I would be crewing 2, attacking them for 9, and getting 4. Obviously good. Cast this. Go ahead and sack our treasure. I could sack a Scoundrel, maybe. I think they're just going to reanimate this thing next turn, and we're going to concede. There you go. Alright, no reanimate. Okay, so this tutors reanimate. Wonderful card. I don't even know. I don't really have an out. Okay. We drew a lot of lands anyway. So even if we weren't like playing against Reanimator, even if things had gone better, I think it would have been a hard game to win. So let's go Soul Guide in. Fealty's pretty terrible, right? Duress also doesn't really accomplish anything in this matchup. What do I want to cut? Bloodghast, Torch. Torch is pretty bad. Bloodghast also not very good. Bloodghast can just do a bit of beating down. So hopefully we have a draw with Lantern and some solid beatdowns across the finish line before they get anything strong together. Yeah, the Sultai deck is very powerful now. It's really hard to it's borderline impossible to like brew anything in standard anymore. Like the decks are just broken. So when you show up with something like this, you just kind of expect to get clowned. So we'll see. Maybe with Soul Guide you can do stuff, but probably just upgrade the existing decks till rotation or slash bans, and that's it. All right, I will keep. Another hand that kind of falls apart quickly, but hopefully they don't have an answer for this. Not a perfect hand, but I think we're not mulling this. This matchup's going to be pretty hard. I don't know what I would want in my sideboard to help. I guess just ways to discard creatures, the opposite of Duress. Any effect that could actually nab the reanimation card could help. But the fact that they can just tutor any creature whenever they want makes it difficult to actually beat the Reanimator plan, because they can just pivot to anything else. Yeah, Plunderer into Acolyte's pretty nice. Lives. Of course it doesn't, and we're probably getting turned forward. Okay, that's a thing. Make our Acolyte slightly better. Okay. So, could die next turn. Go ahead and get a 4/4 down. Our card. A Soul Guide Lantern, please. Might not matter if we're just dead on turn 4. Thinking about it, which makes me think they probably don't have it. Obviously, we can't beat a must answer threat that already put a Baneslayer with haste into play. All right, Overlord. So even if we do, I mean, we have a lot of looks for Lantern, right? The blocker. The best way to do this. So this is gonna always draw 1. When I Acolyte, I get draw 2. They probably just will not block. And I think I always play the Acolyte first. Scoundrel's an extra body, that doesn't matter. I could go Scoundrel, Treasure, attacks. But yeah, this is +1 on the draw. Okay. You come down, I come across for 5. They probably no blocks, because they don't want me to have the bodies. And then I draw 2, and it has to be Soul Guide Lantern, or they have to brick again next turn. Yeah. He figured it out. Well, here go. Yep. Also, this thing being a 2/4 is really funny to me because it's just so big. I don't really know. Whatever. The world's the world's card. It's got to be good, right? Yep. Oh, we're still on the quest to find a Soul Guide Lantern. So the Scoundrel can discard Bloodghast. Draw. An Airship. I can guess the treasure from the Scoundrel. Valuable. But all I really care about is stop and reanimate, right? Means I should max draw. Can I just beat this with the airships? Go 5/5. Pack. I'll have 2 from Airship. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to go Scoundrel, discard Bloodghast, or do I want to go Scoundrel, Treasure, Airship, draw 2? So it's basically draw 3 or draw 2 and make 2 airships. I think I want the airships. I guess I just come across with everybody. Yep. 8. Either way, we're going to get to draw 2. This is a spot where maybe we can beat the reanimate. Yeah. A bunch of flyers. Airship. Okay. Have a big board. Is it 5/5 or is it 4/4? Oh, they're 5/5. Okay, so it's 9 I have to deal across the air. They block 1, it's 6. Ground guys as well, but I think they're just gonna make an make a demon and pass, and I'm gonna lose. Draw what? Like torch the tower? Okay. Huh. I have flying creatures? What do I not understand? Why didn't you make a demon? Lifelink. Flying. Oh, it doesn't get flying, right? At the beginning of combat, if you actually copy of that, except it's a demon. Oh, it doesn't give flying. Wow. No, demons you control menace, lifelink, and haste. Well, still, I mean, they could have attacked, right? What are we doing here? Am I missing something? I don't think so. One. Well, I think they were dead anyway, right? So they demon to 9. No, yeah. Well, so they can't clear the flyer, so they have to demon. Yeah, I think they needed a land. Like they could have cycled Harvester. Trying to think if there's anything else fancy they could do. Bookworm, Overlord, Seat doesn't bounce. Alright, nice. We got a win. I'll take it. Anything changes? Not really. Yeah, I don't see it. Is Torch. What does Torch hit? I can pick off Bookworm. I guess I can sack things, which is kind of nice as well. So, I don't know. It could be Hex. I could have Hex over Torch just because it's better against Bookworm, but also this lets me sack things. So, it's not. Just force me to have certain stuff. Okay. Mulligan. This hand is terrible. Okay. Go to 5. Not great. Keep. But what are we clearing with the Prodigy? Not much anyway. I think we'll just keep a pair of 1s. Let's just keep 1. Keep the Lantern. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a hard game to win on a Multi 5. Might get defeated. There's an opportunity to pick off the Soul Guide Lantern, but whatever. I don't know. I'm on a Multi 5. I don't care. You can have it. Play my shitty 1/1 and hope to draw like a journal or something that actually makes my hand good because I have so few cards. Human. Alright, so we're getting bookwormed. And then the lantern. Maybe you can get extra value by picking something off here. Yep. We'll play an untapped land just in case they have the elemental that exiles this. Really care about my life total that much. Anyway, so here you go. Yeah, like if my reanimator opponent just plays formidable, whatever the JD card, and gets like an Ouroboros here, I probably lose the game. Which is again part of why I think it's so powerful. Is like you can get Reclamation Sage, you can get Ouroboros, you can get whatever the hell you want. You can get Quantum Riddler, you can just get anything. So the plan of always reanimate, curve out, like versus things like Graveyard Hate or whatever, you just put other cards in your deck and your plan gets to switch. Very, very powerful. I really think that card is a pretty terrible design. I don't know. Like, if the goal was just make a card that's good, I think they accomplished that. But otherwise, I don't think it needed to be. I don't think it needed to be pushed the way that it was. Seemed like a card where like everyone looked at it and was like, "Yeah, this seems insane," and then it came out and it was insane. Those designs kind of suck. Be uninteresting. If the general audience, the general public understands the power level of a card without playing games with it, then they're right. I think you probably could have done a better job. Alright, well, I got Thought Seized, I mulled 4, I draw lands. Good beats. Alright, GG's. Alright, let's go first. Mulligan. I lied. I think I said I mulled to 4, but I mulled to 5. Misspoke. Yeah. What do I want to do with this, though? Do I want to just scrap the journal? I think so. I think I just assume I'm drawing a land and then have removal spell stuff. Awkward, I can't leave up Torch on turn 1, so if my opponent plays like an elf, to decide what I want to do. Plane. Okay. We need a land. Guess I can Sephiroth if I want. Kind of awkward for the airship. I do. Shelter by Ghost. Could be Seam Rip. What, ward card? Sure. Kind of boggles. No land. No land, no luck. Huh. Just pass. I think spot I'm in is so awkward. I'm just gonna hope the torch ends up being good. They have shard or whatever, the flash stuff. It's just, it can be a blowout. I'm not that worried about it. I don't have a stop on their main phase. The floating mana now. Ethereal armor. Still gonna be a really hard game to win. Need to draw another land here. Kind of get a 2-for-1, but I needed that treasure, so not really. And they still just have Scavenger plus Vendor to beat me down. So yeah. Boy. Yeah, not running too hot. You know, you definitely hope for the best luck whenever you're playing a brew, and whenever this happens, it's rough. Like, you're just playing a deck, you know it's a little sus, you know things probably aren't gonna go the best, and then you just like mulligan to 5 and don't draw lands and yada yada yada. You just like look at a hand that is the curve you want, but you just cannot get a singular break. Like all I want is Scoundrel into either of my 4s, but couldn't find the land. Yep. They didn't go after the treasure, which I think is a huge mistake. Maybe they don't know what's going on. Okay, fair enough. No, I still get to keep my treasure. Maybe it doesn't matter, but this Acolyte could hold it down. Get 2/2. We don't draw a land. I think I'll just concede. -5. Okay. Ethereal armored deck. Probably a pretty bad matchup. Shelter by Ghost is going to be tough in general. So let's do all the removal. And I think that's it. All the removal in. I'm going to cut Sages. Got Bloodghast. +3. Could do Duress. I think we just go back in on Sages. I don't care about the ghast. Go with the cheapest card. Alright. Try again. Try again. Yeah, I don't... There's not any obvious flaws to me in the deck, other than, like, Charming Scoundrel being a relatively underpowered card. But I think it's fine, right? Like, with 23 lands, I could have 24, I guess. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe I'm just a land short. I don't think I would want 25, because I am accelerating. Okay, this hand doesn't really interact, but... Swamp. We have a turn 3 Acolyte. Maybe that can help find some more removal. Yeah, they can just like seam rip our treasure. It's definitely something that matters here. All right, do this. One treasure, please. I could also, instead of acolyting, just double bearer. Just need that. Yeah, with Blood Crypt, you have a mana base that actually lets you cast a double black card like bearer. Okay. So awkward, isn't it? I guess I think I get value from just leaving up a bunch of mana. I'm gonna do that and see what they do, because just double bearer into acolyte's fine anyway. Guess I don't get the 2/2 from the treasure, but I do get to draw the card. I just fearlessly jam into my 4 open mana. Of course they do. Alright, never punished. They could have shard mages. If I triple block, oh, it's first strike anyway. Okay. Yes, this. With the fade a shelter by ghost. I think that's probably just unbeatable. It just makes the card progenitus if they have shelter. So, and it looks like they have a way to protect it anyway. So we're just gonna have to cross our fingers. Oh, this is still their main phase. What? Maybe I just have like extra stops that I normally don't have. Maybe this is what fucked me up, because I had to put a main phase stop for some stupid card. Getting Seam Ripped here is really fucking annoying and obviously shouldn't have ever happened, but maybe I draw removal and I get to punish them. Yeah, I just had an extra stop and it made me think we were in the end phase. Happens. Give me my 1/1. No removal means we're just gonna run it up and hope they don't have shelter. Airship, not great here. I don't have treasures or sack yet. But we draw Torch, Journal, more treasure makers, all that stuff. Looks like Confident Shelter by Ghost, which I could maybe just concede. Go after Acolyte, yep. No trample. I mean, I can't erase it, though. We could try. Maybe we just get enough cards. A mono white deck probably doesn't get trampled. They're going to have like a second ethereal armor, and life's going to be hell. But I guess with the airships, the airship is probably what we should play towards. So that's a treasure. Do I want to Acolyte? Just Scoundrel, Sage, have treasure set up. No draws off Acolyte, but I get the airship going sooner. I think I should just Acolyte to hit land, because I can Scoundrel airship anyway. It's gonna be a weird game. Maybe we're not dead, though. I had extra fairy from the Bitterbloom Bearer. Also, they wouldn't have been able to seam rip. I mean, there's a lot that sucked about this happening. Because the shard mages I don't care about. Because, I mean, I don't removal. Second shelter. Yeah, of course you have second shelter. How could you possibly not have the two of the card that I said I could never beat? Yeah, no breaks, no breaks. Just sadness. Have a land? I'm gonna die to Bitterbloom Bearer. Next issue is getting this thing to trigger every turn. Eight-six first strike. Attack with everyone. I don't die to seam rip. But I don't want to lose airship. So I think we get in with 2. I want to chump with 1-1. They go up to 1 billion, and then we torch the tower to kill nothing to get 2 more airships, and then we keep treading water, and they go back up to 1 billion again, and then maybe we make enough airships to start killing them. I don't know. Journal is one of our best draws here. Consistent way of sacrificing the board. Third shoulder. Roll, okay. Funny card against me. Serial armoring the Thrall? I don't know. Main phase shard man. This is at the beginning of your ends. Now I don't have a error. I don't think I need you. Second Bitterbloom Bearer. I'm attack rate. I guess I don't want to jump with. First strike is 10, is kill 2. Alright. They have Seam Rip. We have second Bearer to jump, but then I just lose my way of blocking this stupid thing. This is very bad. But playing around things from this position is probably not that important. Alright, so now we have a bunch of airships. Crew a singular airship? I guess I may as well, right? So do I want... I think I want the stream of bodies, or I need the stream of bodies, so I have to jump with the airship. Which sucks because I don't get to 8 if I find a sack, but I have to deal with it. $38. 9. 11 is kill 8. Not blockable. I think we're dead. What a cringe ass game of Magic against Boggles. Like, after all that miserable luck into just dying like this really sucks. So it goes. Magic's not always fun. It's not meant to always be fun. And at least we're not getting Badgermold Cub into the sun when it's playing a cool deck. Looks like a budget-friendly deck as well. I respect that. Okay, +1, +1, sure. You go to 13. Yep. If 0 cards, maybe... I don't know. What can we find? Sack Outlet. Yep. 15. Accrue this so I can have 6. Why they didn't attack? Maybe they just lagged. I think that's still gonna win. I managed to be screwed in flood every single game. It's because I'm not playing broken magic cards like Quantum Riddler, and I'm instead playing random red-black mediocre rares and mythics. That might have something to do with it. Perhaps I should put Rhythm of Nature in my deck and then always have things to do. Perhaps I should play Quantum Riddler and draw 18 cards every turn cycle. I don't want to wait for them to do this to get value. This is not fun. I think I'm going to call it here. Let's concede. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. I do think the deck is cool, but it was a failure on the gameplay front. Happens. Happy to experiment. You know, maybe we'll try something like this more in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.